Aye. So how are you getting on, Chris?
Not too bad at all, my man. Not too bad. How's yourself?
Aye. Uh, I'm alright. I had a weird fucking dream last night.
Oh yeah.
Basically, as like, when you have a dream and you don't know if it was a dream or a vision of where things are gonna go.
All right. Okay. Yeah. One of them, right?
Alright, so for some context, I said in my last video with Gary, as in like I said something like "fuck it, it's content," and I think that stuck with me subconsciously. And then my dream last night, I burst in on just a man in the shower, and I
As
was
you do.
armed with an electric razor, and then I started forcibly shaving his legs with a camera in the other hand, just screaming "content."
Content. Content.
Yeah.
It's
So
actually it's a reality.
I'm sitting thinking, you know what? Is that just a vision of what's to come? As in, like, is that where I'm going to devolve into if I keep doing this YouTube thing?
Absolutely, mate. Content is content. You got to keep the viewers happy, man.
It was just a
We should
man.
do this. We should do this sometime.
Yeah, as in, like, it was just a man. I didn't know him. And he was just like, "What are you doing? I paid a lot of money for this leg hair."
Well,
So
I think that kind of devolves the fact it was probably a dream, bro.
probably, as in, like, I don't even know what you would, as in, like, force manscaping on someone, you know?
Forced manscaping. Hashtag fuck it is content.
Oh. So,
Brilliant.
so what I'm planning, right? So what we're going to do is Chris is going to show, because if you watch any of my stuff, is like, I can play guitar, However, if I hear something, I can write to it and I can create whatever is like in the right scale and all this kind of thing. I know
Yeah.
I know what a scale sounds like, and I know what a chord sounds like. I can sort of figure it out. But if you were to tell me
Yeah.
to play, I don't know. If you were telling me to play a D chord, I would go, "What the fuck are you talking about? Just show me what it sounds like." Aye.
D chord.
And at the same time, so
Yeah,
Chris
I
is
get
going
it.
to show me a bit of that, and then on the other end, I'm going to show Chris some one of my songs, as in like which, yeah, as in like weird time signatures and just all this kind of thing. I'm going to introduce Chris to the world of weird music theory, or
Weird music theory.
my
Looking forward to it, bro.
interpretation of it, because if any professional musicians are out there that watch this, they're probably going to look at me and go, "What the fuck?"
Hey, I feel that, man.
Yeah, right. So I have my pick.
I swear, one of these days on my channel, I'm gonna get called out. Like someone's gonna call me out for something. I'm not gonna have a clue what I'm talking about. I'm just
Yeah.
like, I'll wing it.
I think I'm roughly in tune. Hit your E. I'm in tune.
Beautiful.
Right, so feel free to kick this off, man.
All right, so you wanting to do this as bar chords or just chords down the bottom? I mean, obviously, normal standard chords are a lot easier to learn.
Treat me like a beginner. Treat me like a beginner.
A beginner level. All right, okay. So we'll start off using your example. We'll start off with a D.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so what you're going to do is you're going to take your first finger and you're going to place it onto the second fret of your third string. Just there. Boom. And then take your second finger, put that onto the second fret of your first string, like so. And then your third finger goes onto your third fret of your second string.
Right.
Like so. There's a D.
Shit.
Hang on. So you see your second finger? You want to put that one onto your second fret of your first string, not your third.
Oh.
There you go. Now try that. There you are.
Yeah.
So there's a D. Nice and simple. Next, we'll move on to an A chord. That's pretty simple. So what you're going to do is, I prefer to use my second, third, and fourth fingers for this. And all you're going to do is use your second, third, and fourth strings on the second fret. Like so. You just got to squeeze those fingers on there.
Second, third, and fourth. So
on the second fret, slide it down one fret.
Oh, like that.
On the second fret. So you're basically take your second finger and put it onto the second fret of your fourth string.
Right.
Like that. And
you
then,
do it the opposite way from me, as in like that would be my sixth and that would be my first.
Ah, okay. So yeah, this is your. Sorry, for me, I've always this is my first string and this is my sixth string.
I always say first because it's the first one you come to when you're looking down. As in like that's.
Yeah. So that's the shape that you want. All right. So if we're gonna do it your way, on your on your third, fourth, and fifth strings on the second fret.
That's wrong.
So slide it down one fret. Slide down one fret.
Oh.
There you go. That's your A.
I'm hoping that this goes in and I remember it.
Yeah, man. Well, that's the thing is just watch like any of my videos. I do this on every single video I do. I talk through every single chord step by step. Like for the people that follow my channel, they'll probably get threaders fucking listening to me chatting every day about different chords. But yeah, so that's your D. That's your A.
Christ, do you use that fingers for that? Fucking hell.
Yeah, I mean, some people prefer to use their first, second, and third fingers. I personally just think it's easier using my second, third, and fourth.
Jesus Christ. Fuck, I fucked it already.
No, you got this. Right, D.
Yeah, I've got it.
I do this.
I tend to bar actually.
Yeah, so the reason I'm using my second, third, and fourth is if you want to turn this A into an A minor, all you do is take away your fourth finger, that pinky, and then you add your first finger onto the first fret of your second string, or in your case, your fifth string.
Oh.
That's your A. Take away that pinky from the second fret, and then just place your first finger onto the first fret, same string, and that becomes an A minor.
So like
you're not getting it. So like that. That's your A, which you've got down. We're smashing that, and you see this pinky, how it's on your second string. Well, I call it my second string. You'll call it your fifth.
Yeah.
That one there. Right. Take your pinky off that one, and then just place your first finger onto the same string, but on the first fret, rather than it being the second. Place it on the first fret.
Ah, right, got you.
Nailed it. See, you're picking it up pretty quickly, to be fair, considering you've got no knowledge of chords whatsoever.
No knowledge whatsoever. However, I can do like a bunch of weird shit.
Man, I've seen you play. And you're sick, which is phenomenal, to be honest with you.
And now I'm in a realm.
Yeah, man, you can smash out all these licks and everything like that, and I'm like, play a D chord, and you're like, brain melt.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. Probably say this is the easiest chord to do. It's an E minor chord. All you're going to do is take two fingers, whatever two fingers you wish to choose, and place them on the second fret of your fourth and your fifth strings, or in your case, your second and third.
Right.
Like so. That's it. That's your E minor. A very depressing chord.
Yeah.
And there's four little shapes that you can use to kind of chuck together something simple. So you've got a D, E minor, A minor. However you decide to throw them together. There's a couple of things. I'm trying to think of a chord progression that's used quite often that you could learn. So D gets used all the time. D's a really popular chord. Your A gets used all the time. But you ever heard of the four chord song?
Yeah.
You know by Axis of Autumn, yeah?
Yeah.
B, an a B minor, and a G.
You'll have to teach me B minor and G.
Yeah. So I can teach you the B minor and the G if you want. And then you'll have the four chords for the four chord songs. You can play like hundreds of tracks.
Aye.
Okay, so you got your D, you got your A. Now the B minor is slightly more tricky, alright? It's a bar chord. You'll be fine at this. Like I said, I've seen you play, you'll pick up on this pretty simple. So, take the first finger, right? And I want you to bar from the 5th string down, alright? Or in your case, the 2nd string down on the 2nd fret.
Yep.
Like so. Right? And then you're going to take your 3rd finger, you're going to place it onto the 4th fret of your case 3rd string. I'll do it for your case. So it's the 3rd string. And then your pinky underneath on the 4th fret of the 4th string. So far you should have that kind of shape. And then take that middle finger, place it onto the 3rd fret of your 5th string.
3rd fret.
Like so. 5th string.
That's a hard shape. It is
yeah,
to me,
but
anyway.
here's the beauty of it. Here's the beauty of it, right? In order to get your G, after that, all you need to do is slide that shape up 1 fret and move everything up 1 string.
Oh, fuck.
Sorry, down 1 string for you. So, you're going from this, right, your B minor, slide it along and just move every finger up. So you're now barring all 6 frets. Your 2nd finger is now on your 4th string, and your 4th and 3rd and 4th are now on your 2nd and 3rd. Oh, this is confusing me, bro.
Yes.
That's it. G. So that is the 4 chords to the 4 chord song. So D. That's it. Yeah.
Moving chords is something that I am just not used to as a bass player.
I totally understand that, man. I totally get it. But you picked it up.
Right. I pick things up. I'm a fast learner, I swear.
You are proof that you can actually be sick at bass and guitar and have absolutely no idea how to play a single chord.
Yeah. So it's
living proof, my man. I wish it.
So it's
Next fret.
Huh? 2nd fret.
If you're going for the B minor, yeah. So that's like move them all down 1,
right.
remember? So
Yeah.
Like that. You can't actually bar. If you're wanting to play the A, you can just use your 1st finger if you're able to make sure you don't mute that bottom E string. But like I said, I prefer to just play it that way so I can transition from an A minor. So that's it. That's your 4 chord song. And that's the thing. See this shape here? Right?
Yeah.
The shape that I've shown you for the G and that B minor, right? That is like your basic bar chord. So you can move that anywhere along. Say if you were to move it to there on the 1st fret, that's an F, that's an F, that's a G, could be an A, that could be a B.
So it's basically it's basically learning that shape.
Yeah, once you've got that shape down, you can pretty much pull off the majority of major chords. It's when you start going into minors and stuff like that, things get a little bit more tricky. But your basic major chords, like your F, your G, your A, B, C, etc., etc., all the way up.
Yeah, it's just the changes that get me.
It takes time. That's the thing. Like that's the thing that throws most people off when they first start learning guitar. And I've said this numerous times on my channel. Like learning to do your changes is going to be the hardest yet most satisfying thing you'll ever do in guitar. And a piece of advice I give, right, is say you're playing 4 beats to the bar, right? Just a simple 3, 4, 1, 2, yeah?
Yeah.
Instead of trying to play 4 Ds, right, 4 A's, just play it once, like on that main 1st beat, and make sure you use those 3 beats to take the time to get into your next shape, to your A, B minor, G. Once you're comfortable with that, step it up so it's like you play the first and second and then use the 2 beats to change shape and gradually work up from that. And eventually after practice you will get in time in the music, and then I do a strange thing where play the song faster than you're supposed to play it, because then when you slow it down it seems so much easier.
Right, okay.
It's a strange thing, but a lot of people do it. Like when I'm learning Metallica riffs and stuff like that, I actually learn it slightly faster than how it's meant to be played, so that when I'm playing along with the track it seems a bit easier.
Yeah. Right, so do you want me to try, as like, what sequence do I play them in to play the 4-chord song? And then
so D. Right, then A. Just an A, not A minor, just A. Right? B minor. That one on the 2nd fret.
Yeah. Fuck.
And then G. You got it. There you go. Like that. That's it. That's the chord. So it's D, A, minor, G. That's the 4-chord song.
Right.
What's that?
I feel like a beginner. Right?
You know what, mate? I totally cannot believe like the amount of time you've been playing, and like I said, I've heard you play, I've seen the songs that you produce on your channel and playing with scale 10 and stuff, and I'm just sat here in complete awe at how you got that good without the ability to know what a chord is.
Right.
It's incredible, man. Honestly. Like anyone watching this on my channel, like I'm gonna put a link to Rigor Mortis down below. Go and check this guy out, and you'll see what I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, what I'll do is I'll send you across the footage if you want to post like the uncut version of this, and then I'll do my goofy edit.
Yeah, man, that'd be cool. Put an uncut version, yeah, so we get to see all the laughs.
Aye. Oh Christ. Yeah. And then I'll condense it and make it like. Your one's more educational. Mine was more of just the rigor mortis kind of.
Yeah, you say it's educational until I'm getting absolutely leather drunk, standing outside complaining about Dumfries because the walls are drawn on.
The walls are drawn on. Shit, you're right.
Yeah, my walls are drawn on outside my house. Like, there's a big, massive wall that's made to look like bricks, but it's been someone drawn it in with their finger. Yeah.
Someone paid money for that.
Yeah, people pay money for that, mate. So I got leathered on my channel and decided to start telling people about it. They're here to learn guitar, and I'm just like, hey, look at this wall. It's fucking stupid.
Well, let's think about it, right? There must have been like a committee meeting or some shit where they went,
yeah,
you know what? Drawn on walls. Let's do it.
Exactly. Somebody's come up to like the Dumfries and Galloway Council board of directors and being like, right, lads, I figured out a way we can make this town spice up a little bit. We'll draw on the walls. It'll save money, but it'll also make it more appealing.
Yeah. So do you mean like, you know, just like draw on the walls, or literally draw on the walls? You know?
Yeah. So literally, they've got like cement and just like carved it in with their finger. It literally looks like someone's carved it in with their fingers.
Hmm. Yeah, and then afterwards, someone came and checked their work for that. As like someone has came up with a clipboard and went, yes.
Hey, I love it. Scotland.
Country of the drawn-on walls.
The whole world.
Right. I'm gonna have a bash and see if I can get this chord progression. You froze. Now you've switched sides. Now you've cut out.
Technical malfunction.
Hello?
We've had a technical malfunction.
Oh dear.
There we go.
Ah, you're back. Welcome back. Alright, so I'm gonna have a shot at this and see if I can get it feasible.
Go for it, mate.
Fucking hell.
That's going to be the hardest one. Changing the bars.
I was looking the wrong way.
Hey, man. Fucking hell.
It's getting that fucking
It's that shape, mate. It takes time. That's what I'm saying. Like changing from normal standard chords to bar chords is once you get it down, it's fine. Nailed it.
I know how.
In the space of like however long we've been on this video chat, you've managed to now learn a chord sequence, and you can now use that to play like literally hundreds of songs.
Yeah, that's cool. So would you like me to try and introduce you to the weird and wonderful shit that I do?
Yeah. Now this is something I'm being very excited for. I have no prior knowledge of what it is that you're going to try and show me. I mean, you gave me like a little snippet last night, but
I've got 2 songs that I'm working on just now. They are done on an electric guitar though. So they are in. Hold on, I'm actually going to get up so that I can tell you the exact time signatures that they're in. I'm going to get up my little piece of software right here. Oops, I did not mean to pick up OBS. I want to open Guitar Pro.
Oh, you've got Guitar Pro?
I do. That's what I do a lot.
That's fun.
There we go. And then we're going to get a little da-da-da-da-da.
A little da-da-da-da-da. I'm excited.
This should open straight up into the song that I was working on. So, okay. I can actually show our viewers here what the song is. So that's the riff. So for the first 2 bars of the riff, it is in 3/8, right?
Right.
And then it goes into 3/16.
Right.
Yeah. So that's the segment. And the reason why it's in that kind of weird kind of style, I'll just keep it up there so that I can go through the parts.
Roger.
Okay. So how to play it. It's in that kind of weird bouncy timing. Oh yeah, the very end of it, it goes into so it's 3/8 for 2 bars, 3/16, 3/8, and then it goes into 3/8 again.
Confusion intensifies.
Yeah, wait until you get to the part after that where every time that you play it, it alternates.
Oh my lord.
So.
I like that.
5th fret of your 2nd string is where you start, and it's literally you're playing I think it's called the 5th of every single. Yeah. It's got like this kind of bounce to it. Dun 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 dun.
And then what comes after that one? Is that the again?
Aye. Oh. No, you just play that same shape you hold for them. And then like
This is going to take a while, I feel.
Yeah.
Do you have the tablature for it?
I do. As in, like, if you have Guitar Pro, I can send it to you.
I don't have Guitar Pro, but if
I can screen share the tab to you.
That would be helpful, yeah.
Right. Okay. So
can I make myself smaller? I don't think I can. Clicking intensifies.
Okay, so you can see.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you can see it well, but right. So I'll move it back. Yeah. So it's there. No, that's the top. The top part. Ignore that. That's the base.
All right. Okay. So we got 5, 7, 6, 8.
I don't know if you'll be able to actually hear this. Hold on. If I press play.
Negative. Right. Let me just faff out with this for a sec. Right. So we got 5, 7, 6. Right. No, it's that one. Yeah. And then 3.
Yeah.
Cool. And then. Oh, does that just repeat that first little?
It repeats that first part, and then it goes into the at the very end of that phrase. This is one of the easiest riffs in the song.
Yeah, I think once, obviously, I'm just trying to read the tab and learn it, but I think once you pick it up, it'll be. It seems pretty gnarly, to be fair.
Once again, any professional musicians watching this are probably screaming at my use of time signatures because it's like, no, it's wrong. It shouldn't be like that. It's just like, that should be 1 bar instead of 2. It's just like, but that's how I count it.
Yeah, you do you, bro. Don't let nobody tell you otherwise.
The way I count it is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Is the timing for that.
Okay. Cool. Leave me alone.
It's a fun one.
I like that.
Yeah. Well, if you hear the bass line on its own, it's like, I'm going to have to fucking play this. But yeah, the bass line on its own.
I can't hear it, but I'm going to jive.
Wait, you can hear it?
I can't hear it, no.
Oh, you should be able to hear anything that's played on my screen.
I was going to say I can't hear it, but I'll just sit here and jive as if I can hear it.
Ah, in that case, it doesn't matter. Yeah, I've got some mental sections in this song. One section you might actually appreciate where the bass and the guitar are playing two different time signatures in one. They're both playing different time signatures.
Why would you do that?
I'll even show you that section. Right here.
Oh my lord.
So yeah, see if you count with it as like the first, I don't know why I'm pointing, you can't see me point. The first bar, they're lined up, and then the bass plays an extra note while the guitar just jumps to the next part. So they go out of sync on purpose. And then at the very end of the phrase, they come back in sync.
I reckon that'll sound fucking class, by the way.
It do.
Bro, I've got so much time for that.
Yeah, so basically the guitar's playing. Yeah, and then so the bass line is playing.
I see what you mean, though. I can like listen to that first part of the guitar, put that in my head, and see how you go and think, out of sync, and back in again.
Aye. The
bass. That'll be sick.
I have to record that shit, and it's 5 minutes long.
You have to do it, man.
I have to do it. As like this was what my first video was. creating a prog track, a snobby prog track or what. Was it snobby?
Yeah.
No, it was pretentious. Pretentious prog track. I went out. Yeah.
In England, pretentious prog track.
Aye. And believe me, it is fully pretentious. I've got Gary doing vocals for it and stuff. It's going to be fucking epic when it comes out.
I like it.
Yeah.
I've got a lot of time for it.
The next riff, you might not appreciate as much. This one goes into as like this part here.
Yeah.
So it goes. Hold on. And then it pauses. But the way that goes is like the time signature stays in 3/8 for most of it, and then it goes into 3/16 at the very end.
Okay. I just had a thought, right? For any of my viewers that aren't totally aware of what he's on about with time signatures, you want to just explain that to them? Because I've got a lot of beginners on my channel that are probably sitting here going, what's the 3/8 and the 3/16?
Yeah. Basically, when I was learning time signatures, I was like, what the fuck? So the way that it works is like you've got 4/4, which is 4 beats in a bar. So it's 1 2 3 4, 2 2 3 4, 3 2 3 4. I'll probably turn on my camera for this.
Yeah.
And yeah. So 1 2 3 4, 2 2 3 4, 3 2 3 4, 4 2 3 4, and then you get these sort of off-peak time signatures, which there's other ones in there which are, for example, if you ever listen to a waltz beat, which is 1 2 3 2 2 3 3 2 3 4 2 3, something you can waltz to. And then you've got time signatures that I use, like 7/8 and 9/8. So it's 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. 1 2 3 4 5 7. Fuck. Counting it out is so much harder. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Which in metal, obviously, the best way that I do them is like you don't really count them in your head while you're writing it. While you're playing it, you don't really count it in your head. It's just when you're writing it, it's just like, oh, that's what that said.
Yeah, because I can imagine trying to play something like that and thinking of the numbers in your head is just going to fry your brain.
Because people on the other end can hear this. I would imagine that they can hear my desktop. So if I play the song, if I go back to screen share.
I'll dive and mute again.
Right. So while I'm sharing this, so like the time signature, for this part specifically, it's in 13/16. So in your head, you're not counting that out as like the guitar riff is playing in 12/16, the bass is playing in 13/16. This isn't something that I have pioneered, by the way, as like there's a band called King Crimson that did this with a song called Frame by Frame. I highly recommend that you listen to it as well, Chris, because you would thoroughly enjoy it, because the two guitars, they're playing the same thing, but one guitar is skipping a beat at the very end of the phrase.
Wow.
So this was like in the era where delay and stuff wasn't really I think it was a thing, but they did delay without a delay, as like they did it with two guitars playing against each other.
Oh man, that's a different level of skill, that, because naturally you try and play along with everyone else in the band, you know.
Mm-hmm. So I pioneered. I did not fucking pioneer it. I borrowed it for this segment here with the bass and the guitar. I mean, seeing the full final mix, I mean, I've got this almost orchestral kind of sound in the background, and parts of the orchestra are following the guitar, parts of the orchestra are following the bass, and it ends up just turning into this sort of. it's weird, isn't it? Like the music almost phases through itself.
It becomes a pretentious prog track.
It does. So, as in, like for people listening, it goes. Yeah, as in, like you get the idea. Some of the other riffs.
Yeah, totally.
So, some of the other riffs that are in this. Let's have a look. Yeah, it goes into its heavier sections, which use weird time signatures as well. So I'll try and play this. Yeah, so it goes into that kind of heavy section, which is a lot of fun to play that part.
Yeah, man.
And it's the only part of the song where, when you're playing the bass, you get a fucking break.
Hang on, you see where your little yellow square is? If you go to that next thing, is that a 3-5-5? Is it?
Yeah.
That. Look at that. What does that remind you of? That's the basis of your fucking bar chords, isn't it? You've just not got your second.
But I'm weird. I tend to bar with my third finger on the 5-5.
Ah, like that.
Yeah, that's how I do that chord. Mainly
barbecue fork, isn't it?
Yeah, the
barbecue fork technique.
I use barbecue fork technique. I probably will get screamed at for that.
Hey, you do you, bro.
Yeah,
you own the barbecue fork.
I mean, see when I'm playing bass, it's like I'm primarily a bass player. I'm not a guitarist by any means.
Hey, you learned how to do the 4-chord song in like 5 minutes, bro.
Yeah.
Don't put yourself down. Oh, here it comes. Here it comes.
When it comes to bass playing, as like, yeah, that's my domain.
That is your domain.
Yeah, just. I don't know how well that picked up, but I tend to.
I'm going to start using the barbecue fork technique.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like
Lewis, at some point, we're going to write a song called Barbecue Fork.
Hey, man, after this quarantine, feel free to come round and we'll do videos where we write. As like, you saw the thing that I posted, by the way, as like, if anyone's interested, as like on the Rigor Mortis Facebook page, I've put up a challenge that me and Gary are going to be doing. At some point, I'm going to do it again with Chris. But basically, what I want people to do is just go on and write one word that describes a genre, like pop, as in like, or reggae, country, like what you posted, you dick. If people go on and they post just one word and try and be unique, someone put fucking baroque, right? Someone put classical, right? So what we're going to be doing is we'll be picking names out of the hat, and we have to pick two, and it creates a new genre, and we have to write in that. We have to figure out how the fuck we're going to write in that.
Country baroque.
Jesus H. Christ. Could you imagine?
It's going to be brilliant.
Oh, it's going to be sad. Someone put gent, which I can do. It's like, I've got the fucking...
Oh, gent. What does it, gent?
Well, they wrote down the jazz, and I was just like, right, okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take your comment, and I'm going to split that in two and put it as jazz and gent. and I'll put them individual, and they're like, oh, why not both? And it's just like, read the fucking status.
Oh. Yeah, I feel you. Oh my god, country gent.
Yeah, a lot of people have put like double barrel ones where it's just like, oh, pop punk, and it's just like, you don't get it. You just don't get it.
And the thing is, you even put it one. I'm pretty sure you put one in capitals as well to try and emphasize this point. Yeah, people said they didn't get it.
Yeah, it's like they're just like pop punk, and I'm just like,
yeah, pop punk's one word, bro. Like, you don't understand. You're such a boomer.
Yeah, it's like we literally just did a pop punk song as well. Yeah. Well, could you imagine we ended up pulling names out of a hat and ended up with pop punk again? We would have to do it. No. We would have to do another pop punk song.
Man, I loved it.
The only thing I will say is, like, with that track, we had a lot of fun with it. But of course, Gary even said in the video that he wishes that he'd separated all the audio, as like he wishes he'd separated all the tracks, because when I mix, as like I tend to sort of pan everything, and all the backing tracks are all like, as I'm like, I'm doing another song with Gary very soon, as like which involves the banjo, and I think I've shown you that one as well. Do you remember how I did the backing vocals and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Where they're all just kind of bouncing around in the headphones. It's like that's what I would have done with Gary's vocals, but he put them all as one fucking track. So yeah. Whenever you
know that for next time though.
Yeah. So if you're ever into mixing, as like, or if you're ever sending anything into an audio engineer involving vocals or even guitar tracks, do not layer them up. Do not put them all in one track. Separate them out, because then you give the mixer his or her creative freedom to do what.
All together.
Yeah. Aye.
But yeah, I definitely want to learn for next time. But the track was awesome. Anyone watching this on our channel, there will be a link below to this track that we're talking about. All right, you got to check it out. It took them like, what was it? What was the challenge? Like 1 hour. But like, it had some technical difficulties.
It took us 3 hours, but we were meant to do it in an hour. Hence why I named the video the way I did.
Yeah. So I will put a link to that in the description down below. All right, go check it out. Honestly, considering it took them 3 hours, they have written a pop punk song, and it's actually quite catchy. Me and the missus sit and listen to it while we're having a tap in that. So definitely check it out.
Yeah, I'm trying to work out how am I going to send this video across to you raw.
I have no idea.
I mean,
figure it out. You could probably do it over Discord, could you?
Do you drive by any chance?
I do.
I mean, if you come round with a USB stick, I can just stick it on there and you can have it.
Lockdown rules!
Yeah, how many times have you broken lockdown? Let's be honest.
Yeah, true. Well, I mean, I'm sure you can send larger files over Discord, can't you?
No. There's no, as like, I think you have to pay a subscription to Nitro, and it would take about 3 hours for me to upload it. And then it would take you another 2 hours or something to download it.
No problem.
Aye,
well, what we could do is we will figure out something. We'll do a social distancing USB exchange.
Yeah.
Rod with a USB on the end. Out the window.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's next week they're going to be laxing things a little bit. As like there's been rumours that Well, mind you, they've been saying that for fucking weeks. It's been 9 weeks now.
That is very true. That is very true. But we'll wait and see if it happens.
I hope so. Right. So yeah, it's like I'll give you my address. As like whenever you seem to be free. As like I don't know what you're doing today, but I can have it available.
I don't have any plans. The missus is working at 9, so after like after like 8:30, I won't have my car because she takes it to go to work.
All right. So before that, would you be available to pick up?
Yeah, so I'll be available before that, but don't rush it because I could always come tomorrow.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, as in like I think that's a good way of doing it. As in like you get the raw and edited kind of stuff, and then so see if you were to invest in Premiere. By the way, I would happily give you a demo on how to use that.
This is one thing I was going to say. It's like 20 quid a month, isn't it?
Something like that. As like, I know that I get a discount because I'm a student, but well, actually,
I like a military discount.
You might. I don't know. As in, like, it's the Adobe suite. As in, like, I'll link you to it. I'll help you with some of the stuff doing your channel and stuff, especially if you're now getting proper equipment and cameras and stuff.
Yeah,
it also means that if you end up getting Reaper as well, then you can get involved in these challenges over the internet with us as well.
Yeah, man.
Or even start doing your own challenges, and I'll join you on your channel.
Oh yeah, man.
Aye, right. So I'm going to end the recording here, as like I think it's already about an hour long, so it'll take you a while to upload that. So don't want to make it any longer. Right. Have a good one.
Cheers, bro.